Say we on now. Saying we on now.
Yeah, you good?
We good. We live. Okay. Hey, Shalom, brothers. We want to give all praises to Yahweh by Yashem Makak. Double honors to the apostles and the elders that rule well, and peace and blessings to you brothers out there that's kicking his word in sincerity, also in truth. As you're growing in this thing, you're in this thing for a couple of years, and within you being in a couple of years, in this thing for a couple of years, 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, your life, a huge component that's not really talked about is your personal life, and as you're in this truth, life is going to happen, man. And within you, you experiencing life. There's going to be certain scenarios that's going to be easy, you're gonna get blessed, and then there's gonna be certain times to where you're gonna be down and out. Well, that's where you gain experience through your Howell by Shimi Hawashai. And what I mean is how you're gonna handle these certain scenarios that arise in your life. Are you gonna get carnal, or are you gonna pass the test? You see, so it's very important, as a coming up elder or deacon or teacher, that you have that you gain these certain experiences, because you're gonna have those oh shit moments in your life, man. The scriptures go into how the rain falls on the just and the unjust alike. But we the thing about it is we have these scriptures, and so we understand that everything was ordained, man. And with having these that understanding, there's a certain way in which we're supposed to walk. You know, so gaining experience and its truth is very, very, very important, man. Very important. Did you brothers have something to say?
Himself.
No? Okay. Well, if not, let's go ahead and jump into the scriptures. And I'll share my screen right quick, and then we'll dive into it. The first scripture that I have is Sirach 3 and 9. Do you brothers have can you brothers see it on my screen?
Yeah, you good, bro?
Okay. Um I could read it and break it down if you brothers, prefer that.
Okay, no problem. I'm pulling mine
Okay.
up right now.
Uh, okay. Now this is Sirach 34 and 9. A man that hath traveled knoweth many things, and he that hath much experience would declare wisdom. So, as you're going through certain scenarios in your life, you're gaining experience, man. And just for edification, let's look up that word experience. Now, this is the word experienced, and it says it's an adjective, and it says having knowledge or skill in a particular field, especially a profession or job, gained over a period of time. And that's what we are gaining, brothers, by toiling in this truth of ours, by remaining faithful for years. You know, think about how drastically different you were from 2 years ago. Well, why is that? Because you're gaining experience in our profession, and we know that profession is, our true profession is declaring, the words of the Heavenly Father, man. So as you toil in this thing, you're gaining, certain skills, that you didn't have before. That's going to be important for the brotherhood. Case in point, you know, you might be dealing with financial problems, and the Most High blesses you to where you're able to overcome those problems. Well, you have experience, to teach these younger brothers on being prudent with your money. You know, case in point, you're having women issues. You could be a brother that had too many women, and you get caught up, something crazy like that. Well, then you have experience to teach these younger brothers, hey man, be careful with these females. They're playing for keeps out here. All this experience, you gain knowledge, and with that knowledge, what are you supposed to do? Well, you're supposed to add that to your profession. You see, and so these scriptures become more vivid to you because guess what? You lived it. You went through certain scenarios in your life. say for instance, you could be a brother that's an avid boxing fan, and so you watch a whole bunch of boxing, and you really enjoy it. One day you decide, you know what, I watch so much boxing, maybe I should get into it. When you get into it, you understand that the small things that you didn't see when you were watching, you know, why is that? Because you gained that experience, man. And so that profession, that discipline is even more dear to you. You see?
If I could, brother, just even with the fighting, that's a good example because you have a lot of people, especially if you're on YouTube, you can read the comments, and you have a lot of when they're watching boxing or MMA, whatever sport, they'll be like, all he got to do is just run up on him with the jab. All he got to do is do this. A guy who's never boxed, a guy who was never really fighting ever. And it's different when you're actually in there. Eye coordination, all this different stuff. And then you got a guy who is crafty. He's making you think that you could just run up on him, but you can't. And only a guy with the experience can understand that this is the way that it goes. And like you were saying, in the truth, like only see the reason why the scriptures say he that endured to the end and enduring temptation, because you're going to go through scenarios where you're tempted.
That's a good one.
You're going to be in a position to where the Lord has delivered you from destruction. He's delivered you from all types of things. See, why would the Apostle Paul be like, stay away from too much banqueting, too many women, too much all this, if he never been to the club himself?
God.
He was there. He's seen it. You think they didn't go out? You think they wasn't amongst the people? How did they know how to explain the details of all these things if they wasn't out there? They had to get out, and they were grown, and that's why the scriptures say, when I was a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things.
That's right.
That's right, bro. I had a quick one for you. I was hoping I could grab it before. Let me see here. It's in because what you're going into is a beautiful verse in James. Now this is James 1:12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which Yahweh hath promised to them that love him.
Right.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, Salaki. But how do you endure temptation when you're tried, if you've never been tried? So you don't know anything about it. That's like when you first come into the truth, you might hear the apostles or another brother talk about all these different situations, but you've never been through it.
That's right.
In your head, you're like, yeah, I'm this or I'm that. But no, you learn. You learn. Hey, you get out here. That's why we have to be humble and pray, man. And that's why the scriptures say, let patience do her perfect work. But yeah, Salaki, brother.
No, you good, Elder. That's beautiful that you said that, because when you're going through these things, man, hey, it can seem like forever, that particular storm, but you're being tried, and the biggest thing that you want to do is to pass the test. There's certain things that the Most High wants to purge out of you, that you didn't even recognize or didn't even know that you had within you. And so these various trials, if you will, really shows how you handle, certain scenarios in your life. Case in point, something bad happened to your family, and the first thing you want to do is drink, and you find yourself drinking too much. Well, that's the time to analyze yourself. You see, that's the time to step back and say, damn, I didn't know that I, depend on drinking like that. I didn't know that I had that problem. Where is that stemming from? I need to cut that off. I need to depend on the Lord more, But you would never have known that if you didn't have a trial in your life. You see? So these various experiences, man, are to build you up, man. Because we are supposed to be falling back to the understanding of the scriptures and not what we consider is right. You know, it says in Proverbs 3:5 to trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to your own understanding. So when we're going through these scenarios, we might slip up. Okay, I had a drink, get a stiff one, you know. But when you come out of that out of that depression, guess what? We got to revert back to the scriptures. Well, what do the scriptures say? You see, that's why that experience again is so important.
Come on, bro.
You
And can you
know,
pull up 2 Ezra 7:6?
that certainly can. Hey, do you mind if I read a little bit more of this and then grab what you got?
Oh, come on, go ahead.
Con, and you said Second Ezra is 4 and 6,
No, it was actually 2 Ezra 7:6.
7 and 6, Second Ezra 7 and 6. All right. This is Sirach 34 and 9. A man that hath traveled knoweth many things, and he that hath much experience will declare wisdom. He that hath no experience knoweth little. You see that? But he that hath traveled is full of prudence. You know, when I have traveled, I saw many things, and I understood more than I could express. That's beautiful, man. Hey, when you go amongst different brothers and see how they operate, you see, man, you could take that understanding back to your camp. Biggest thing that I learned when I went to Mississippi was, man, you gotta let people be who they are. You know, I was concerned about one brother. You know, he was doing his thing, he was drinking, and I was like, man, you know, they say, he good. He's like, yeah, man, he do that. You know, he gonna be all right. You know, and I had to sit back and say, you know what, he knows more than me. I had to ride with him. You know, versus being, you know, excuse my language, a tight ass and hey brother, you trying to jump down the brother's throat. Well, you had a brother that's more experienced with the brother that already knows, you know, how the man's operate.
That's right.
How the brother operates. You see? So when I travel, I got that understanding that hey, brothers are different. You know, like First Corinthians the 12th chapter. It became more vivid to me. You see? And so I'm not nitpicking in my mind. The demons ain't constantly messing with me in my mind, man, about certain brothers. You see why? But I gained that. Why? Because of traveling, because of that experience that I acquired, man. You see?
Yeah, and that's all about being a great judge, man. You have to get the full spectrum. You can't only know good. You know, and that was one of the reasons why Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua programmed us to go off, because we had to know wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't just judge in righteousness all the time if you don't know the wicked part of it.
Right.
So you have to get the.
You'll be biased.
You'll be biased. Yeah, you'll be biased. Then you know you won't be merciful. You won't be lenient, because you're looking at yourself saying, okay, well, I did it right.
Right.
I did it all good, but you're going off. You can't do that. And once you get these personalized experiences, man, you're supposed to edify the brotherhood, man. You know, you can't be so you can't just focus on yourself all the time, because you're going through these trials and tribulations. Yeah, it's character building. You're going through a purification process, but at the same time frame as you're being edified, you have to put out that same edification, man.
Right. You unforgiving to a brother who fell weak to a woman, but you a virgin. You see what I'm saying? You don't even know. You don't have that experience of what somebody's gonna go through, because you're a virgin. You're a eunuch. There's nothing's wrong with that.
Right.
But you know, who are you gonna look to? Are you gonna look to the virgin who ain't ever had anything, or are you gonna look to the guy who's like, look, man, I done been out there.
That's right.
I done had him. I done had it. Don't do it, brother. Yeah. Who you gonna listen to?
God.
You're gonna listen to the man who can understand the situation at hand.
Right.
And that's part of the brotherhood. That's a benefit of the brotherhood.
That's a benefit of the brotherhood. Just like a personal experience that I'm actually going through. Okay, you know, I've been on a spectrum where you have a woman and you don't tell her the truth. And I've been in the, you know what I'm saying, the same circumstance where you have a woman and she knows everything, you know, and just from a personal experience, it's best to put that out. you know, and let her know, okay, this is what I'm about, because eventually she's gonna find out anyway if she moves in. Now you can probably play that game if you know, stay across town or she lives about 45 minutes away. But of course, once she moves in, she's gonna find out who you are in a totality format. So I've had the experience where I didn't tell people, and I've had the experience where I did tell someone, and if I actually have to weigh in the experience measure, then it's best to be upfront and let her know. So that way she can make that, you know, she can formulate her opinion and then execute what her decision. Okay, I'm gonna stay or I'm going to leave. All right.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's
Hey,
right, bro.
yeah. Hey, Mike.
Uh, what's up?
Can I read Romans 14 and 19?
Yeah, yeah. I could grab it for you too.
Okay.
I could grab it for you. I could read it for you too, bro. Yeah. In 19 elder? I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
Deacon.
Romans 14 and 19, Elder Mike.
You just call me Deacon, bro.
All right, Deacon.
I prefer that anyway, you know. Romans 14 and 19. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace,
Mm-hmm.
and things wherewith one may edify another. That's a good one.
And that's right. So you utilize your personal experiences to edify the bodyhood. You know, I mean, Salaki, the body. You know, you utilize what you. I mean, you know, your experiences. Okay, this works. All right, this doesn't work. This may work, and then you bring it back to the brotherhood, man. Why? Because as you're being built, you're supposed to build up other brothers, man. Because we have younger Akim coming in this thing every day, and they don't have these personalized experiences. But at the same time frame, what may works for Elder War that may not work for me. But by him promoting his experience and a deacon promoting his experience, and I promote my experience, then that way, although you haven't went through this situation, light has been shed on a better and effective decision making, man.
That's right.
And if I can say this, what we're talking about in this video for you brothers watching is experiencing the truth.
Right.
All right. Because, you know, you got a lot of guys that'll come and which experience in the world, you know, if you come in, you got a lot of experience in the world, it helps to a certain degree. But the real enduring temptation, seeing spiritual signs, knowing how to operate in the midst of a high pressure situation, that experience comes in the truth, you know. So brothers who got experience in the faith, and they could tell you, hey, in the faith, that this could save your soul. That's why the scriptures tell you, mark the perfect man, and you know, and follow him, that your end may be peace. And the reason why is because, all right, I seen this brother right here, and I want to listen to his advice. I want to see how he handles a certain situation. I'm going to ask him because I'm going through something. I want to ask him this. And the reason why is because he's had the experience. He's been there. He knows something related to it, you know, so it can help you. And, you know, that's, go ahead.
Hey, Elder, why would I ask a person in California about something about Dallas when all I have to do is call an Akim from Dallas?
Exactly.
That's right, bro. That's right. Hey, brother Deacon, you wanted that serious second Ezra's 7 and 9, correct?
Hey, you know what, Deacon? We can hold that, and you, Elder War has one.
Okay, what you got, Elder?
This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 3.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ephesians 2, 3. Fine, I got you. This is Ephesians 2 and 3. Among whom also we all have Slacky. Let me slow down. Among whom also we all had our conversation in time past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
So you see it, like they done went through it, man. You know, they did it, man. They done went out there like, all right, yeah, you ready to do this? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do this. Oh yeah, you know she bad. Oh yeah, you're a man, ain't you, Jake? So yeah, especially most of us are young men in the truth. So like, oh yeah, she's bad. You went out there and you did it. And that's the reason we can teach the way that we teach. We can tell you like, no, this is not good for your soul. But sometimes you got to get out there and you have to get experience, find out what's good for you and what's bad for you. Okay, because like Priest brought up earlier, one thing that worked for another brother might not work for you. That brother could probably drink from sun up to sundown and is normal, no consequences whatsoever. He could probably manage his life a certain way, but if you did it, it just straight brought you low. You couldn't handle it. You didn't know what to do. Just like a guy, let's say he gets a couple women. If you're not built like that, you learn it. Like, no, I can't do that. I'm not finna do that, man. I'm gonna hurt myself.
Right.
So that's part of growing in the faith is when you get that experience. And like you read about the apostles, we were all out, doing different things. So we in this faith. So yeah, now we can show you. Different brothers all over can show you all these different things and tell you things that they've been through. And you're gonna vibe with certain brothers that relate to you and can understand things that go on with you. Y'all understand each other, which that's the benefit of the brotherhood. And you're gonna be able to, okay, all right, you're gonna listen. You're like, all right, I understand now. I know how to handle this situation. You're gonna be like, dang, you called that, brother. I thought it was this way, but it went the way exactly like you said it. You're gonna be looking at brothers, you're like, man, and you're gonna give all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in the end, and you're gonna recognize within yourself how important getting experience is. Because it's gonna be brothers look to you eventually, and they're gonna be asking you all these same questions that you was asking the next man. And guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna give them the perfect advice in the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Why? Because you listened, you endured temptation, and you got that experience under your belt, and you know what you're talking about.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
can I grab one? Romans. I'm gonna get Romans 5. I could really start from the top.
All right, I can read it for you.
Okay, the water, brother.
You're on the bar.
Yeah.
All right. This is Romans 5:1. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with the Most High through our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of the Most High. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations, also knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope.
That's right, man. So we glory when we go through these certain things. Hey, that's why it's so important. Like the area Ariella has been pushing to have that positive mindset, that mindset of moving forward, man. You see, because we know that these tribulations are building up these positive attributes. Because why is that? Because we know how to avenue through this life because of the scriptures. So when we go through these various things in our life, we're supposed to take it as opportunities to show the Most High that we are down, man. You see, he's the patience and the getting up, being willing to suffer. You look at that word patient. The brother Baya brought this out last week. That means to suffer, and that suffering gives you experience. That suffering, hey man, you could be suffering for a long time, 2-3 years, man. But then you suffer, you gain the experience on how to take care of a particular problem. And gaining that experience, getting better, whether it be, you had a job that's, you think sucks or is a dead end. You gain the experience of being patient and you see and you can see yourself getting a promotion soon. or building up a trade that you never had before. You see, that experience gives you that hope.
That's right.
You know, and it says what it says in verse 5, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, verse 5. And hope make it not ashamed, because the love of the Most High is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us.
That's right, man. Hope make us not ashamed because the love of the Most High is spread upon. We understand the Most High is dealing with us when we going through these scenarios. If you think it positively, man, the Most High be blessing us way more than what we see and conceive, bro. Because we get so caught up in the hills that we're facing, we don't see how much the Most High is blessing us, man.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see that if you have that positive mindset, man. That mindset of, you know what, I'm gaining experience through Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. You see?
Uh,
Yeah, I got a precept for you, Deacon.
God.
This is James chapter 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all. Oh, he's going to get it. Okay. James.
Like, damn. We'll do that. James 1 and 2.
Yeah, James, verse 2 through verse 4.
Okay. James 1 and 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience, it's like your patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Exactly. So it's telling you, if you're a man of the Lord, hey, count it joy that all these things are coming in your face. And you're like, man, I'm tempted with this. Mm-hmm. I don't really know how to handle this situation. Man, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because you're becoming perfect. All right? Because think about it. If you go out and you talk to the average person, they'll look at you and be like, man, I don't know how you reacted that way in this situation. I don't know how you was able to handle that. See, but you're becoming perfect. See, but the average person don't know how to handle that. They don't know how to endure through all these different temptations and still keep integrity, keeping the law, do all these different things like that, man. It's that experience, man. And you gain that experience and you could teach. See, you could tell James had experience with it. That's why he's telling you, count it all joy. Because he's been through it. Mm-hmm. They've been there, they done that. And just like when you meet brothers in the faith, hey, brothers done been there, they done that. Or y'all might be going through something at the same time. And now y'all able to teach each other, and it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. All right. And that's like I say, you have to have like the bro was getting into, you have to have the mindset. All right. Positivity. You have to understand, hey, the Lord is saving our life, man. Right. Like a lot of this stuff that we go through, like if it gets taken away from you, like a lot of times the Lord did that to save your life, man. Mm-hmm. You were going a direction that you didn't know you were going. Because remember, the scriptures tell you, hey, there's a way that seemeth right to a man, but the end thereof is death. Right. See, you didn't even know that you was headed to death. You didn't even know that you needed to lose it all to become who you truly are, to reach your full potential. You didn't know that you had to get your heart broke by that woman away. You didn't know that your baby mama had to cheat on you with another man. You didn't know that your job had to come up to you and be like, look, hey, sorry, buddy, we're doing cutbacks. We just can't help. I'm sorry. And, next thing you know, after Patience is having her work and you're fasting and praying and crying to the Lord, because that's what you're supposed to do in these situations. Next thing you know, you're doing something and you're in a way better place and you're in a position that you never saw yourself being in. You have skills in a trade or in your daily life, you're operating in a way where you was like, man, I didn't even know I was capable of this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that all goes back to the trying of your faith, enduring temptation. That's why I say count it all joy. Because you're not supposed to be suffering because you being wicked and you bringing it on yourself. No. You know, you can't bring that on yourself. And you get that experience in the faith, man. You know, then next thing you know, the Lord he gives you honor. He gives you a whole bunch of different things. You're like, man, I didn't know. I remember, Mike Allen, when you were down here last week, the Alabama brothers came, and you was like, man, because the Alabama brothers was naming your videos and stuff. And he was like, man, I didn't know, like, brothers they like watching, like they're watching. Of course. Oh, yeah, these brothers are watching, man. And our faith is a testimony unto our brethren and unto the rest of the world of the hopeful elect, man, the rest of the believers. These experiences, these things that we name, the things that we say. I had a woman just hit me up out of the blue and say, it was this video that humbled me. And I'm good now. I'll never go back to this life. So yeah, people are watching, man. They see this. Yeah, you got it, bro.
Brother.
Hey,
That's
Deacon,
right.
can you get
What's up?
I want to say it's 14 and 10.
Luke 14 and 10.
Yeah, Luke 14 slot and 10. I think that's it.
Okay.
Let me see. See if that's
Luke. I'm at it right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luke. Yeah. You know what, Elder? I mean, Slot. You know what, Deacon? Start at verse 9.
Okay. Luke 14 and 9. And he that bathed thee, and it will come and say to thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the lowest room.
You know what, Slot, Deacon? Hey, start at verse 7 so we can get the
Okay.
point.
I've seen that. Luke 14 and 7. This is beautiful. And he put forth a parable to those which were bidden when he marked how they chose out the chief rooms, saying unto them, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room, lest a more honorable man, let's say more honorable man than thou be bidden of him. And he that bade thee and him come and say to thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the lowest room. That's right, bro.
And that's what it's all about, because basically you will have so-called brothers in the truth. They want that esteem, but at the end of the day, you come in, you know what I'm saying, in all humility, and you count the cost. And even if you don't have per se your personal experiences, you utilize bros who are putting their personal experiences out there, and you count the cost by saying, okay, if this happens, this is what I can do. These are my options. And at the same time frame, you ponder to see if you're going to be able to actually get through these experiences as well, man, because they're going to hit you in some form or fashion. Every brother, is going to be tested. And, the pain, the tribulations, they're customized. You know what I'm saying? But going into this parable, like when the deacon came down, he basically went to that wedding, and at the same time frame, he didn't want to be esteemed. But, according to what Yahushua is saying, they're going to give you that reference. So that's why when the deacon was actually wowed by the brothers from Alabama, understanding, okay, well, this is the video. I learned this from this video. I learned that from the video. The deacon, it wasn't like the deacon came and said, okay, I put these videos out.
I'm this and I'm that.
I'm that. Yeah. No, through the Spirit, hey, that goes to show you how the Most High elevates you, man, through the Spirit. And just the same thing with the female that came to you. It's not like you was putting out, okay, this is what I did. No, she came and stated, okay, this is what I learned from you. And it humbled me. Why? Because, hey, the deacon and the elder, they didn't want to be esteemed, but the Most High still gave them a form of esteem anyway.
That's right. That's right, man. Yeah.
Keep going, bro.
Shoot, I really haven't got nothing else, man. Did y'all brothers have something?
Okay, no. You know what? Hey, I got one more scripture. Let's get First Thessalonians 5:11.
Okay, come. Now, this is First Thessalonians 5:11. Wherefore, comfort yourself together and edify one another, even as also ye do.
Comfort
And
yourself utilizing the scriptures, okay? And you edify one another by your personal experiences as well, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this may work, this may not work, but at the same time frame, you edify the body as you're being edified, man. Because regardless of the circumstances, another brother is gonna take that same journey. That's why basically when it talks about that entrance, you know how it has like water on one side, fire on the other side, but at the same time frame, it's so narrow only one brother can go. That's talking about those personal experiences, man, those afflictions and things of that nature, man. So as you're going through your circumstances, hey, you help another brother, man. Or you may have a brother that's actually going through the same circumstances with you. Well, like me and Elder War for the past year, we've been going through the same shit. Yeah. You know, if it don't get me a month before, it's gonna hit him 2 months before.
Yeah, it's crazy how that's been happening. But the spirit of have it that way, because sometimes, you know, the Lord don't let you be alone in what you're experiencing, you know. And sometimes, hey, you gotta walk that dirt road by yourself, you know.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. We have to comfort each other, man, utilizing the scriptures and building each other up with our personal experiences as well. Whether it's finances, certain demons plaguing your mind, physical symptoms, you know what I'm saying? You know, because demons can make you sick as well, job issues, you know, and most importantly, I mean, it's crazy, but like women issues. A lot of brothers face those form of demons because at the end of the day, Satan utilized that woman basically to exercise or test your integrity to the Most High. Well, I'm leaving if you don't denounce your faith, or I'm leaving if you don't change or twerk this just a little bit. Once you start changing and twerking a little bit, therefore you're modifying yourself to what she wants you to be. And as you're moving closer to her, you're moving further away from Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And beautiful. That's it, bro.
That's it, brother. That's it. That's the word, man. Hey, man. So most are willing. This was edifying. You know, the spirit, I believe it was. We want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Wakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders that rule well. And peace and blessings to you, brothers out there that's kicking his word. And sincerity, also truth. Shalom.
Shalom, Akim.